Hello everyone. I started talking to myself for a moment before I realised I hadn't actually gone live. So now we should be actually live, in theory. Maybe potentially, hopefully. Unless I've screwed things up. Okay, let's just get started with the content, because why not? Here we are, back in hell. You are going to watch a man suffer, yes, that is what you've all signed up for today. We want that, then... Stream is working? Perfect. Always good to hear. Ideally, the quality should be better today, considering I've actually fixed that, sort of. Right. Shut up, Sancho. Thank you. Back to hell we are. This should be fun. Right, okay. General strategy. We once again want to... You're telling me I can't... I think it... Okay. I think it is actually worth resetting that specifically to get us a first turn where Faust can clash. I think that's genuinely worth it. Anyway, how's everyone's week's been? It's been a while since I last streamed. Time constraints are currently strangling me, which is always fun. Alright, we can clash that now. That's good. Let's... Wait, we don't actually have to clash those. Perfect. Struggling, really, that's... worrying. Cost 9 Keflin. Yeah, it costs 9 Keflin because I've already paid for the dungeon, technically. Which means it's essentially free. To me. It isn't. I've already paid, but it's just a nice feature of it. Okay, do we want to try and kill Dulcinea first? Mr. Exams. Ooh, that's rough. Good luck with the catch-up. Missing exams is terrible. Let's get a crossover view going here. Dominate that one. Yeah, I hope the catch-up goes well for me. But we may only have time for one, potentially. One actual run of this, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm not quite sure how much time I have, which is the main constraint here. Especially considering these runs take, what, like 2 hours to do? Might be a little bit annoying. Still, we'll see. Yeah. It is really nice that you can just retry infinitely. It's so much nicer for challenges with things inside dungeons, because otherwise I would probably use up so much energy on this, like a few of these nodes. That's fine. 6 damage is fine. This is also good because it gets our SP up. Lovely. Good. Bloodfiends will do well against them. Apparently, from what I've heard, Bloodfiends do really well against this entire dungeon. From what I've heard, Bloodfiends do very well against this entire dungeon. The goal makes you cry. If somebody wants to spend that much money on turn 2, I will release it. I am a man of my word. However, bribery. I actually... 3 heads at -1 sanity, yep. That's... Perfectly fun, you know, just casual Limbus company gameplay. I love flipping coins. I did have the goal at a far more obvious joke before. It was set to 50 super chats at 100. So it originally was very clearly a joke. But right now it is set to a reasonable £100. Of course. Oh, for... Right. Decent. You've got a good team though. Those are all quite good. Oh, did we basically lose everything there? That's very fun. Very, very fun. I do think we could try just killing Dulcinea first. Because on one hand, it's a terrible idea. On the other hand, it would be very funny. I don't think it's a good idea for us to try. But also, if we kill her first, I mean, this is the problem. This is the reason why we don't want to do that, because that is miserable. And it's really annoying. Regardless of what we do, we basically have to deal with it until she's dead. Which is the reason why we probably don't want to do that. Let's do this, this. And then we clash here. Oh, that's a defensive skill, we don't have to. Who has to clash that? Oh, Sinclair has to. Right, well, here we are. How much watch time? Okay, so to talk about the last video, it actually didn't really work. Now, okay, so from what I can see, cutting it didn't actually shorten the watch time that the video thought it was getting. So it's still predicting the watch time as it was when you start the video, rather than how it is after the fact. Like, if I was to bring it up right now, you wouldn't be able to see because I'm not actually streaming my screen, because it would break horrible things, because I'm having to, like, basically split the game, the chat, and the actual thing on one monitor. But essentially, adds a gatekeeping. Yeah, sorry, it runs them automatically. I'm not sure how it chooses, but still. Might be because of the small scale, maybe, but if I check the video, so it predicts the, I can check actually the engagement, which tells me the average view duration, which tells me what it should be, but it says the typical for a video of the length of an hour would be about 3 minutes to 3:38, which is strange because it's a 30-second video. People physically can't watch that much of a video. OBS disconnected? That's not good. Can you all hear me? There we are, great. This whole 60 seconds of some capybara game, that's strange. You just came, what did you miss? Nothing so far, just talking about the most recent video. So, I don't think it works. I don't want to correct Spiff, because, I mean, I don't really know the algorithm as well as he does, but I think he was wrong. Like, release turn 2. It's a reference to the Discord server. I run a role-playing game, well, ran a role-playing game there, and it's essentially, I just cut out, that would be because my Wi-Fi is, I don't know, it's deciding to, like, I've basically got one thing of Wi-Fi at the moment. I have no idea why. My connection's just awful at the moment, but still. YouTube working, yeah. Pin the Discord. Yes, you're right, I should do that. 1 minute. You hold on. You know what, Kiwi, this is long overdue. 1 moment, chat. There you are. Kiwi, you can now handle that. I have no idea what that does, but there you are. Bleed Umber. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. That's not good. Hopefully we don't get hit by anything. But yes, you are now a funny blue roll. I have no idea what that does, but I can't believe I'm fighting the easiest boss, yeah. Do I think Sancho will be harder? No. I don't think so. Mainly because it'll be one person rather than anything else really, but yeah. Can you pin that or should I? Because I mean, I can just do that. We'll need eager resources too, right? Yeah, that's what I've got here. There we go. Lovely. Blue one. Hopefully it's that. Okay, so some people really struggle with them, which I'm not really sure about, because I mean, I didn't struggle with them on mine, so I'm not sure what the difficulty is. Don't worry, I pinned it. That's annoying. Central is on less unbreakable. I think she just has them on all her massive attacks rather than just every attack in general. Which that's stupid. Yeah. Sadly, I think... So the main reason why I think Spiff's actual video worked is because... I mean, it might be to do with the length that it cut it down to, but seemingly it didn't work how he thought it worked. Unless it's to do with the scale. Now, it may partially be due to the fact that he just sheerly had so many more people than I did, which has caused it to do something funny, because from what I've seen, it doesn't appear to have done the funny thing to me. Which isn't to say it wouldn't happen if you had a larger scale, but yeah. I mean, I can only really comment on what I've seen, considering it's not really like I can see somebody else's situation. Reliant on scale, that would make a lot of sense. But I do think when he said in the video that it was a bit of a Spiffing Brit. Okay, so Spiffing Brit's latest couple videos were using the editing thing to actually essentially get more watch time than a video has, which in his theory would cause you to have stupid amount of percentage watch times on videos, which will then cause interesting things to happen. Now, I've got two theories about what happened. He only had 33% watch time on his video, right? So when he cut it in half, it went up to 66%, which YouTube thought was completely acceptable. What I think has happened to the video that we tried the experiment with is, it went from an hour and 10 minutes down to 30 seconds. So there is no physical way, and I mean even the average watch time would end up being several thousand% over what would physically be possible. So what I think has happened is YouTube's realized something is wrong with that and has prevented it from doing the thing. That's pure speculation though, because I've got no way of knowing what's going on, but still. The stagger is rather nice. And I'm not sure if you've noticed, but I have been using Ryoshu's ego on her continually, because that gives me fragile. Like, tons of fragile. Watch time went from like 3% to 3,000, basically. Basically, yeah. Unbreakable coins should not stagger unbreakable. Unbreakable coins should not put status effects on. I think that would be the best way to go about it. Because a lot of the problems is that it magnifies with everything else. If you were to only do one or the other, it would probably be less annoying than it is currently. Let's put our lowest damage dealers on this. Then everyone else can do this, here, and here. Let's see if we can kill her. But yeah, I think if they didn't inflict status effects, they'd be a lot better than they are now, but I still think they'd be bad. Isn't Barbara fatal to Lust anyway? She might be. So, see, the reason I don't think stagger is worse is because the fact that... Actually, Cyberfriends clashing double damage intake. Yes, but also... I think it depends... no. I think both are bad. I think both are really bad. But the problem with status is it gets you under the Saga lines. Like, if status had a way to deal with, then it would be less annoying. Oh, 87. Oh, that was a lot of damage. But having a million bleed stack on you without your control isn't fun. Oh, here we are. Now it's time to see, can we survive this? Because we need to win this clash or we die. No, you're watching these attacks. Yeah, that's... Oh, okay, never mind, we can have dominating there. That's what I basically say in the video is, they're not fun because they're essentially, you're going to die now. There's nothing entertaining about that. There's nothing entertaining about, yeah, it's your time to die. And a major reason why unbreakables are so much more annoying than they would have been if they were in, say, like, whatchamacallit, Limbus, no, that's not the game, Library Ruiner, is because in Library Ruiner you can do multiple things in a turn. You're not limited to just attacking or just defending. You can do more than one thing, which means that attacks that are kind of forced have more leeway compared to Limbus Company, where it's static. It's one or the other. You don't have any nuance between, oh, I'm going to do some attacking, some defending. It's just all eggs in one basket, so to speak. Are we actually going to kill the barber here? 14 HP, that is stupid. Still, the finale's not going to kill us. It is going to inflict thousands of bleed upon us, but still. I mean, it might not. We might get lucky. Or, actually, I'm not really sure how it applies. Oh. Okay, that's Otis staggered. Oh no, we're still at 6-6 bleed. That's fun. Right. Okay. And the barber healed. If you have 2 skill slots. If you have 2 skill slots, yeah, sure. How did... Oh, right. I forgot. Finale doesn't stagger. Finale doesn't stagger if you win. I forgot that. I genuinely forgot that was a feature of it. I entirely forgot that's something that does. Well, that's rather handy. Okay, let's just do that. Who's this attacking? That's... I shouldn't have evaded that then. That was stupid from me. Oh well. Yeah, so that is a good unbreakable coin. Other than the fact that it kills you if you lose, here. Lovely. This is great. I dislike this though. But like, I mean, that not afflicting is good. Both of these should be that. They should be the same. Still. Anyway, let's get rid of her Blooming Thorn, just quickly. Who's this hitting? Ryoshu. Yeah, no, I really don't want that to happen. Let's do this. Then that here. Pretty good reading. See, the thing is, with a lot of stuff, you don't really need to read. There's no point at which you're ever really particularly forced to read something. That's going to be really annoying. Right, okay. Okay. Reduce damage dealt when I lost the collection. I think it's just called the finale. Yeah, they should always make it like that. That's so much better to have as a system. Okay, in theory, the barber should now die. Because if the barber dies here, we're good. In theory. Oh, I think most people would agree with you that they like Ruina's attack system more than this. I mean, in a video that I'm making and will hopefully release soonish, I do go over it a little bit, that I far prefer Ruina's. Okay, because Limbus, it really doesn't have the agency. It doesn't have the agency, it doesn't have the having to actually think about things. There's a lot of things that it doesn't do right, really. A massive problem too with Limbus Company is the fact that it's so hard to make a new team. You can't really switch if there's a boss that counters something, so a lot of that thought that goes into things is just gone. Oh, that's annoying. That's very annoying. Please don't tell me the barber is going to heal. Right. Okay. Tell you what. We're just going to kill the barber. Most of this game, this should kill slash dagger. Yeah. She healed. Yep, we're just gonna do this. I'm just going to kill her. How many things are attacking Sinclair? Basically nothing that is good for us. Wow. Truly incredible. Is this attacking? Honglu, alright, I really don't care at this point. That's fine. Hopefully, this and then Yisang's representation in the middle will be fine. But yeah, no, Fluid Sac is basically necessary for this stage of the game. Like, I wish it wasn't, but it's so clear that they expect you to have healing. There's some middle in. Okay, I like the. I will say, Runa is a lot that you will have to break the game to beat it, but I think it plays narratively really well. I think it is a good thing that Runa expects you to break the game, because narratively, you are basically trying to put the best of everybody together, and I think having that actually be a core part of it is really cool, personally. Of course, it's definitely not for everyone, but still. Okay, ideally we can have some people survive, because I really don't want to have to go down to Maso and Gregor. If we can get the priest dead before we go down to them, we're fine. Okay, so not specifically Fluid Sac. You don't need Fluid Sac itself, but you need some form of healing. Doing the game without healing is basically impossible, in my opinion. That is going to stagger some people, so let's do this. And then what we're aiming for is to basically out attack him. Try to break him more then. Yeah, definitely. That is the way the game is supposed to be played. I think. It's basically perfectly built to be broken. Okay, that's annoying, but nothing we can really do about it. And we just hope he doesn't lose. There we are. Perfectly fine. See, but it shouldn't be the case that some... This is a thing I really dislike about Limbus Company as a whole, is power creep is insane. I understand that there's power creep in all games, but it is doubly absurd in Limbus. But yeah, I feel like the fact that chain battle mechanics as a whole and unbreakable coins incentivize solos so much, and I dislike that just fundamentally. I feel that it should be a team-playing game. It makes no sense for me that the team-playing game should incentivize you to not play with a team. That was my water bottle. Sorry, it's slightly weird. It's got a horrible problem that I don't think many water bottles have, where when you get water out of it, it's like a vacuum inside there, so it just makes a ton of noise. It's really weird. Anyway, look at all the fragile. Look at that. That is absurd. Okay. Okay, honestly, if in the checkup, if in the Sinner checkup we do get ways to make the base IDs more powerful, I will be very happy. I don't think we will, but I would be very happy. Honglu just evades here. Who's this attacking? Oh no. Right, okay. There we are. If he gets hit, he dies. I think I'll play with my favourite Sephiroth anymore. Fair. I don't think this game has power creep better than most gachas. Most gachas, sure, but compared to Project Moon's other games, definitely not. And I do think I really hate the fact that leveling is so annoying to do. I really hate it. If the leveling curve was far smoother, or hell, remove the leveling system entirely. Just remove it entirely. It adds nothing to the game. Like, when I get a cool new ID that I want to use, I don't want to have to sit around for several hours to be able to use it. It makes no sense. And especially, why are you, for new players definitely, why are you being punished for wanting to play the game at the same time as you do other things? Like, you have to split your energy in a really weird way that feels incredibly counterintuitive. Why did that heal both of them? It's regular. See, yes, that is it. Why do regular levels give XP when it gives, like, 10 XP? I think leveling would be fine if you could get all the levels you needed from just playing the game normally. If you could get all the levels you needed from playing the game normally, it would be fine. But you can't. Which makes it really annoying. Okay. Do that, and then... That's fine. Yes, okay, we shred. But yeah, it takes so long to level, especially... Also, when they lowered the leveling curve, they really didn't do much. It basically... It cut it down slightly, but it still scales stupidly. Is Yiseng Ego best for... I've found from all the base egos, it seems that Forest for the Flames is the best. Which is fitting, Forest for the Flames is an amazing ego. Okay, please die. No! Oh.
계속해봐야 시계 돌릴 때 더 아프기만 하고 좋을 게 없을 것 같은데.
Did the stream just crash, or... we should be back, in theory. I have no idea what happened just then. Like, the entire thing just blue screened. Also, the run hopefully hasn't ended. Hopefully. Right. Pretty much. So, okay, the problem there was Gregor's passive. Gregor's passive healed, and then we didn't get to do our thing. Now, what this means in practice is, we're kind of fucked. to put it politely. We're kind of fucked. Right, Ishmael's dead. Yeah, we're moderately fucked. So, the problem, what happened there was I was counting on Honglu surviving that. Because if... No, not surviving that. I was counting on Honglu dying there, which would cancel it, which would be perfectly fine. The problem is he didn't. So, yeah. Rather annoying. But yeah, no, the leveling system in Project Moon is stupid, and I really dislike it. Just the entirety of it, how slow it is, just the entire concept of it, really. We need to give the sinners guns, yeah. Right, okay. I think we reset here. As much as I don't want to do it, I think we need to reset here. Because if we reset here, we get like one more run in before I run out of time. Because I'm about to run out of time in about like an hour or so. So if we reset, we can go back, we can kill the priest without the entirety of everyone dying. Because Musou being here is a bad sign. I think probably even hurting Dulcinea the most. Before you kill the priest and go to phase 2. So, Dulcinea's phase 2 actually triggers once you get somebody really low, I think. Or, this is a lie. This is just a massive lie. None of that is true. Which is an interesting fact. If we go in battle, and I'll show you, but it's not true. See, okay, because let's click on her. These are lies. This is not how that appears. This appears when any of the other two get to low HP. None of this is true. Well, these might be true, but these are just lies. This specifically here, that's false. The finale just gets used when somebody gets to low HP. And the way the fight is set up, you need to kill the barber, you need to kill the priest, then you need to kill Dulcinea. Because the barber does stupid attacks continually, the priest then heals a ton, and then Dulcinea is just Dulcinea. Generally not roll bad. Yeah. I do hope that the ID checkup will change their kits. Because if it does, that's great. If it changes them to not be bad, that's amazing. I agree entirely with the level linking thing, and I think rather than being between sinners, I think it should be like, oh no, actually I agree entirely with what you're saying. It should be, if you've got one ID for a sinner level up the rest. There's no point to make somebody have to spend 1 billion years leveling every ID every time they want to use them. Why is it legal for the priest to heal 80 HP each time? He's bloody annoying, that's why. What actually does he heal with? Is it Ailing Heart? No, here we are. I dislike it. Barber, Dulcinea, Priest. Really? I mean, we could try, but it's easier to kill the priest, I think. But yeah, leveling is stupid, and I really dislike it. I think conceptually it could be fine, but it's far too slow to be good. This priest gets close to awesome. Supposed to be killed before Dulcinea. Probably for people who kill everyone else first. Just because you design something to be done in a certain way doesn't mean it will be done in a certain way. Like, trying to think of a specific boss to use an example of, but okay, let's go for Undertale. Dogami and Doggeressa. You're supposed to kill Doggeressa first, because that then makes Dogami really, really, like, easy to kill. But you can still kill Dogami first, and if you kill Dogami first, then you end up with Doggeressa becoming Hyper Mode. Just because something's intended to be done a certain way doesn't mean that it's the only thing that they've thought about being done. But yeah, I have no idea why my Wi-Fi is so bad. I'll need to get that checked out, because that's really awful. Like, I do... So you know those Wi-Fi things and how they've got the curves, right? Currently it is showing purely the last curve shaded in. Like, one above a dot. I am Did I just hit all tails there? Oh, Vodafone. No, not Vodafone. But yeah, I think if we just carry on with what we've got, because we've, like, as in with strategy, I think if we just carry on how we've been going, it'll work out eventually. It might be annoying, but it's working. So bury his entire family. Oh, wow. I've never experienced that, because he's never been the only one left. If I could kill Dulcinea first, yeah, absolutely I would. but I don't have that luxury. Self-determination in my Limbus Company challenge? Why I never. Yes, RNG-based gameplay, truly fun. A perfectly fine plan, screwed over by the game deciding it's your time to die. Truly fun. Am I still taking karaoke requests? Right. I would say yes. I'd have to renegotiate the price, but yes, I would still be taking karaoke requests. But yeah, base IDs is, fun. Bob has special lines for being the last one. Maybe? I mean, they all might. I'm honestly not sure. Wish the priest was a more interesting gimmick. I honestly can't tell you what the priest gimmick is. Like, I genuinely just don't know. I think he's supposed to heal? Maybe? But I'm not sure about that. Like, because so much of his stuff just relies on, like, ailing heart and this other one, which he doesn't have yet. But still. This is the annoying part. I'll cut you together. I'll cut you together is just really annoying. Why have we all... Oh, because I used Crow's Eye. Yeah, of course. No. Need 365s. Yeah. They do have a ton of fragile, it's quite nice. For some reason, I'm not going to complain, but Forest for the Flames has a ton of fragile application. It's amazing. Priest heals everyone SP. Oh. Interesting. Oh, wow, that's... Oh, he just does it anyway. That's not good. Well, I mean, we don't really care, but... Let's just deal a ton of damage. That's going to be the strategy. Priest is meant to feed them. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, that's what Gregor does. Prega, yeah. Sorry, I got the name wrong. Because he gets crazy buffs at low HP. Ah, interesting. Yeah. I mean, I would like it if he made, like, him and just exploded. That would be fun. Just suddenly gains a million bleed out of nowhere and just dies. Isn't Bloodfiend blood worse than animal blood? I think it's supposed to be. Did she just lose a dominating clash? Right. Well, fuck you. Cool. That's... So, she just lost a dominating clash. Huh? What? Huh? Like, okay, Barber was at -3 there. And... Huh? Right. Well, moving on. This game loves me. This game truly loves me. Right. You saying take that. All clashes mean hopeless, yeah. Chance of suggestion, yeah. If it's not a 100% chance, then it's a 50% chance. Yeah, we thought the exact same thing, wow. Right. Okay, I really... Okay, you do that. Because I really don't care about a little bit of bleed hitting. Dominating, 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 lovely, lots of damage, lovely. Great. I don't want the priest to act like a bomb. Somebody with HP bloat that is a forced DPS check in the fight where you have to attack two other people would be awful. I think I'd cry. I think I'd genuinely cry if there was a DPS check in this fight. Because the one thing that will make a fight physically impossible for the base IDs to do is if there is a DPS check they need to hit. But yeah. That is the one thing that will kill it. Was Kim hard? Kim took me like 8 hours? So yeah, decently hard. Killing the entire family. Yeah, we do. We kill everyone. Yellowhead puntable creature. I'm assuming you're talking about Dom there. But yeah, Kim was fairly hard. He drove me minorly insane, which is to say, like an average day now. Single boss is definitely a lot easier, especially because SP management. Like, having to manage all of this SP is just not a fun experience. Don Quixote fight is going to go crazy. Do you think this kind of be a lot? Yes. Even with only base IDs, if you removed all of that, all of the unbreakable coins, yeah, this would be so much easier. I cannot state enough how much the unbreakable coins make things harder. Because there's so much stuff that where I could avoid damage, but instead all my sinners are going to take on bleed and are going to die. And there's just nothing I can do about it. And it makes it so much harder. I think anything that forces you to kill people, not kill people, sorry, anything that forces your sinners to die, regardless of your interaction with it, is terrible. I think it's just a god-awful game mechanic. And I mean, nowadays, PM's entire mentality designing things is, let's make them all commit suicide, but hey-ho. I, and a lot of other people, I mean everybody's played Limbus Company back when the idea was that you weren't supposed to take damage, your sinners weren't supposed to die, you were supposed to survive. And I mean, there's very few video games which reward death. And Limbus Company, if it had started like that, then yeah, it probably could have pulled it off. But the problem is they've tried to implement it halfway, which means they're just annoying everybody who is already here. It doesn't feel fair. Because you're acting the exact same way that you've done in... How the Yep, that's... You're acting in the exact same way you've done for the rest of the game, and yet you're punished for it. For some reason. It's not good. It's not fun. A lot of my issues with this Kanto as a whole boil down to it's not fun. Yeah, earlier Kantos enforced self-preservation. If they didn't, then things might change, but they won't. For deaths is only called back to L Corp. See, the thing with L Corp is there's no real mandatory death. You're never going to have to kill somebody. If you play skillfully, you will never be forced to kill people. And that's I think the really big departure between skill being rewarded and regardless of what you do, the game will railroad you into something. You are going to die when the game wants you to die. You are going to take damage when the game wants you to take damage. You are going to watch these animations and you are going to like them. And I really strongly dislike that. Because it's not fair. It doesn't give the players agency. It doesn't introduce and the mechanics weren't introduced in a fun way. Simply put, it's arbitrary. The entire difficulty of unbreakable coins is arbitrary. There is no point where the difficulties arise naturally. It has arisen because Project Moon took a look at it and went, we're going to make you take damage now. You're going to die now, because we feel like it. Now anyway, hopefully this should stagger the barber so we don't have to deal with this. Accepting death and memory repo. See, the thing is, memory... Okay. Nuggets have a really different existence in LobCorp compared to Limbus Company. Because if somebody dies, you can kind of just bring them back in a way. But it's very different in the way it goes about it. Compared to Limbus Company, where... I really don't know how to phrase it, to be honest, but it is different. Death is different. Compared to that one where taking a loss may be frustrating, but ultimately you're being punished for your own actions. Yeah, it is what it is. It works for Lobotomy Corporation in that aspect, but it doesn't work for Limbus Company. At least not yet, in my opinion. I don't think there's any any point at which I would think that it fits at the moment. The only fight in this entire game where there's been a forced loss that I think was fitting was Ricardo. And that's because I genuinely struggled for like a month with him. Not a month, probably like a week. That's the only boss that I've ever looked at a forced loss and go, yeah, I can believe that. Every other one makes no sense to me. Yeah, if the sinners were expendable, the difference is between narrative and actual fights is the fact that Dante can bring people back mid-fight. The sinners are expendable, but the point is that they just throw themselves at the enemy over and over again, which it just isn't in the game. There is no point at which you really feel like they're expendable, because you're always punished for them dying. If you could bring them back, somehow, I really think the thing is, if you could tell your sinners to retreat, to have them heal, perfect. I would love the chain battle system. I think that would be a cool way to implement it into gameplay. But currently, as is, it was implemented and serves no purpose. You can picture that with the thunder crackle sound effect if you want, but it feels arbitrary. It feels insanely arbitrary, because there's no point where it's ever felt like we've needed that. Oh, dominating, wow. And that's what's annoying. If somebody dies, I go back, come back out. Max HP is halved. That'd be cool, but the issue with Limbus Company a lot is difficult. The fight system is polarizing. It's hard to make... That's gonna kill her, wow. But yeah, there are so many things that should be core to the game that are for some... Well, I can tell you why they're limited, but they're limited to some IDs only. Retreating, if it was on every ID, would be great. What other things was I thinking about? Healing. If there was a way to heal consistently, amazing. But currently, it's not. You lose your items. Death isn't encouraged in Lobotomy Corporation so much as it's an acceptable risk. There's opportunity cost to death, so to speak. Compared with Limbus Company, where there is never a point where your sinner dying is going to be an optimal strategic decision. There is no point where you will have a sinner die and go, yeah, I'll cop that. At least, I haven't found one. Okay, you know what, I'm going to have every evade ID evade her, because I don't want to take the bleed stacks. You're not evade IDs, so you get to clash this. Another thing, Durante. Durante is cool. I just wish I could use it more than once per day. Like, Okay, cool. Strategically, I can use it to give me hard speed once, or give me one free ego use. Cool. Now let me use that once per battle. Why is it limited to once per day? It makes no sense. Anyway, I'm not sure if my mic is in the right place now, I had to move it forward to do that, but it's not good. Because I dislike, personally, if there's a consumable in a video game, I will not use it. Because the fear of there may be a better point for me to use that weighs on my mind constantly. How many people won that? You won that, you didn't, you didn't. Wow, incredible. Lovely, wonderful. But yeah, the problem is that a lot of Limbus companies' battle gameplay is about the momentum of a fight. When you're winning a fight, you tend to keep winning. When you start losing a fight, you start losing with really no way to come back. And the problem is that when your sinners die, that's kind of it for most fights. Because eventually you're going to run out. There's a limited amount you can do before you're going to hit your wet's edge, and it's always awful to start running out, because it's really a slippery slope. So to try and encourage that gameplay right now where there's no real tangible benefit to it, it just doesn't work. There's once per battle though I use. I'm fairly certain it's just once per day. But no. I believe Chain Combat still has SP on Death. It's purely Refraction Railway 4, I think. Because Refraction Railway 4 is one of those that's set up. I think I've... See, the thing is, you're forced to use Durante, like, once, I think? Not sure. Because the only point you're ever really forced to use it is to clash with Papadon. That's the only one I can think of, at least. Twice. When's the other time? I'm genuinely curious when the other time you're forced to use it.
야, 저거 정신 차릴 때까지 앞에서 시선 좀 끌어줘야겠어.
Chain battles still have SP loss on death. It's specific to Railway 4. You slowed down the horseman, really? I could have sworn that was just done in a cutscene. I may be wrong, but I swear that was just in a cutscene. Yeah, it's purely used story-wise. Let's have Otis do that. Because the kind of the problem we have here now is the fact that we really can't deal with the number of unbreakable coins. Yeah, I meant an actual gameplay. Yeah. The sheer number of unbreakable coins here is going to start killing us. Yeah. But yeah, the fact that it's once per day means that you very rarely really use it. It's just... it's weird. It's weirdly designed. Because, like, I'm really not sure who had the decision and was like, yeah, let's force people to only be able to use it once per day, because that's going to encourage people to interact with the system, apparently. Right. I hate all the bleed that we've got, it's so annoying, because Sinclair is dead. Yi-Sang is 71, he's not dead yet. Okay, technically he's going to be dead. Just fundamentally. But I think, here's the thing, I would prefer an easy but fun game to a annoying but difficult game. If Limbus Company was decently easy but was fun to play, I'd still play it. If Limbus Company was the most nail-bitingly difficult thing you've ever played, but it wasn't fun, I'd probably drop it basically instantly. And that's my mentality with it. But yeah, I dislike build bleed up too, that is annoying. The fact that bleed as a status is really annoying. Just because once it's on, you really can't do anything to get rid of it. It's just stuck.
해보겠습니다.
But yeah. Making fights easier, I don't think is really a problem when the only difficulty is arbitrary already. If you're making actual difficulty not a problem, then I've got issues. If you were to make, say, Elden Ring easier, let's say you give somebody infinite Estus flasks. Okay, I see your point there. That would be bad for overall design. But stopping unbreakable coins being as much of an issue, that's not a bad gameplay decision in my opinion. That would just make the game more fun. Also, apparently my Wi-Fi is now at just the dot. This is... I have no idea what's happening. Wow, how many... Huh?
계속해봐야 시계 돌릴 때 더 아프기만 하고 좋을 게 없을 것 같은데?
This is fun. Oh. Audio's fine for you? Everything's fine? Great. Okay, to tell you why we don't dodge on AoEs is because if I was to dodge right now, what happens? Well, obviously I can't cover every attack, but there are... Stream is completely fine. Oh, great. There's 5 attacks here. I can only dodge on 1. Like, that's really annoying. But yeah. Still. Seven out of 11, yeah, that checks out. I honestly, I do just have to say, I'm losing the motivation to do this challenge. Because at the end of it, what am I going to be met with? Well, I'll tell you what I'll be met with. I'm going to have to go fight Dulcinea again. I have your stream open on another monitor. I don't own another monitor. The entire reason I don't have my stream open on another monitor is because I don't own another monitor. I am doing all of this on one monitor. Like, I'll actually take a photo of my stream setup and send it on the Discord just in case you guys want to see it. Because I'll tell you precisely what it looks like. I mean, that's the reason why the jokey donation thing is up there. See, okay, the reason why I'm partially torn is because I want to give people the ability to vote on what game next. Also, if you're in the server, the Discord server that is, or if you just want to quickly join to see this, you can head into the media channel to see what it actually looks like when I'm streaming. Because I'm really doing some fun things. Do I have chat open on my phone? No. If you are in the Discord, head into the media channel. If you're not, join the Discord, head into the media channel. I mean, I I can't post it in this chat. Otherwise I would, because it would be very funny. But you know what? Just as a treat for everyone here, as a thank you for watching this. Yep, everything is windowed. This is how I have to stream. This is the streaming experience. But yeah, there's the vote going up there. I'm just going to quickly go get a drink. Let me hold on. Let me fiddle around with something. Can I? Can I? What does this do? I clicked a button, and I'm not sure what it does. Can anybody... Did people get ads? Because I clicked a button, and I'm not sure what it did. But anyway, I'm gonna go take some water. If you did just get served a million ads, I'm sorry, I clicked a button, and I'm not quite sure what it did. Anyway, one moment, I'll be back. Right, okay. From the looks of it, it appears that Library of Ruiner is winning. For anybody who voted some other game, I am curious, what else should I play? Do I get ad money? Yes. I will actually say, I can't currently afford Ruiner. This goes back to the monitor issue. I don't actually have enough money for Ruiner. I don't know why I put it on the thing. I would really like to play it. I have played it before, but I can't actually afford it. Refer back to me calling myself poor. Rainwald. Rainwald would be interesting. I'd definitely like to play Rainwald in the future. If Library of Ruiner would probably be... Have I played a Had in Time before? No, I would want to play that though. What would the challenge for Library of Ruiner be? Well, I have two ideas. The challenges for Library of Ruiner would be beating the game without directly dealing damage. Actually, no. That's the idea. Wait, you know Rainwald. I actually know a lot of obscure games. It's quite nice. But yeah, Ruiner's on G2A. Yes, but the keys are more than the game actually costs to buy. Which is very funny. But yeah, the challenge for Library of Ruiner would be trying to beat the entire game without directly dealing damage. The minute-long ad has a purpose. Yeah. Oh, so somebody got hit by an ad. Okay. Because, so, to let you in, to reveal the curtain, I have a button, that apparently inserts ads, but I get zero feedback on what it does. So it's sort of like, I just mail you it next Monday. Only for in a game called Black Souls. I'm not playing Black Souls, please. I do not want to kill my channel. Niche YouTube knows niche game, yeah. Lobcorp with Library Ruiner. The reason Lobcorp gets compared with Library Ruiner is because they're by the same person. It's the same dev, so they get compared quite a bit. Okay. How can you not directly deal damage? How can you not directly deal damage unless you only use defensive pages? Basically, it would be a lot of applying status. That's basically it. Anyway, yeah, I am curious how the ads work. It was on sale earlier this month. Yeah, it goes on sale with normal Steam sales now, I think. Which, it would probably be a case of waiting till then. To give you an idea of what I'd play for Lobcorp, I have two ideas for Lobcorp. Lobcorp would either be beat the game without using Ego Gear, or beat the game without having any Aleph abnormalities. Those would be the two Lobcorp ideas. Julesy is right, that is what, that is kind of what Black Souls is. But yeah, the idea would be, it would have to be how much of Library of Ruiner could you beat without directly dealing damage, rather than beating the entirety without directly dealing damage. So, Kadivara. If everybody left and rejoined. I actually have a button I think I can set for that. Because, okay, if I go like this, monetization, because currently, so, apparently it's estimated frequency every 6 minutes. I just set it to that to see if it would actually do anything. Because it does have automatic, but I'm not really sure if it does anything. I also have a button I can click to insert or delay an ad. The problem is, I'm not told when the ads are going to be running anyway. So, like, I really have zero feedback. It's just sort of... I can click a button to make something... Oh! Hold on. Something has appeared on the bottom left of my screen. In 50 seconds, ads will shortly run for some viewers. If you are one of those viewers, thank you for directly funding my getting Library of Ruiner. Please watch the ad fully, and if it happens to be 100, I'll see you next weekend. So, yeah, Black Souls, I guess we'll talk about Black Souls for a while whilst I wait to see if the ads run. Black Souls is, it is a H game based a lot on German fairy tales. from what I've heard. I haven't actually played Black Souls, thankfully. I haven't fallen far that down the Project Moon rabbit hole. Anyway, hold on. Ads will shortly run for some viewers. Ad inserted. Did anybody get any ads? You got an ad? Or are you just replying, oh no, to Black Souls? Maxor idea. Ah, yes, the Maxor idea. I could do that. No, you didn't. No. Wonder how the ads work then. I'm not sure. It's also very funny because I'm being told two different things on my concurrent viewership, because it's telling me like 52 concurrent viewers, and then down below it's telling me 35 concurrent viewers. I'm sure whether or not it's true that all those scenes are supposed to make you feel bad. Okay. From what I've heard... oh, yes. Ad blockers. Ad blockers would probably be preventing you from getting ads. Now is the point where I plug the membership. If you would like to help directly fund me... here it says 32. Also getting 32. I'm being told 32 and 34 now. YouTube is king of lying to me. It's very good at that. Anyway, yes, Black Souls. From what I've heard, apparently it's supposed to be literally a good game. I wouldn't know. I don't really want to... 33. It's telling me 33 now too. Anyway, I wouldn't really want to play a game like that. I think... okay. 33. Is everybody spamming... now it's telling me 28. Here's where I'll do the YouTuber thing and sell out. Precisely. Viewers have better stats than YouTubers, yeah. Except when it comes to the views I have on my videos. It's strangely delayed for other people. How are you going to do the Don Quixote fight? Closest thing to based on. That is assuming we do the Don Quixote fight at all, considering I've lost almost all motivation. Don't mind me drinking some water. It's telling me 27 now too. But yeah, it would have to be a very good, very well written game for me to do that, to play that. I don't really think I'm going to play Black Souls. I'm definitely not going to stream it if I do play it, considering I would rather not get my channel struck off the face of the earth. All the base IDs are max leveled, other than Gregor, because it would be a waste of my time. The egos aren't all max up tight, because, yet again, refer to previous comment. But yeah, can do Dawn if I mod the game. I could do, yeah. Keep up this. I'm not keeping up this attempt. I'm just talking. I'm gonna click the insert ad button one more time to see if it actually does anything. I'm not turns Dons into other. Okay, did anybody get any ads this time? Am I just... hold on. I have an auto clicker. I'm going to leave this running until somebody gets fed an ad. If somebody gets fed an ad, I'll turn the auto clicker off. So, if you do get an ad, do tell me. Does everybody have an ad blocker? Because if everybody has an ad blocker... You got an ad. Right, I'll turn off the ad blocker then. There we are. Lovely. Oh, it's still going. It's still going. Oh no. It's still inserting ads. Right. 07 to everybody who just got fed ads. I think you're going to be getting fed ads till the end of time. YouTube Premium does give me revenue, actually. It does actually give me revenue. Every YouTube Premium member who watches my videos and does give me revenue. Black Scores can be considered a hitch into the end of the first game. Happens after makes the game truly good. I mean, you may just put that guy in Ad Purgatory. Reloaded the stream with Ferrando. Okay, so it's a weird one. I don't want to cancel myself in any way, shape, or form. But I think, oh yes, close the poll. It's gradually moving towards an even. No, it isn't. I'm incapable of basic addition. There we are. Let me just hold on. I'm gonna close down Limbus Company and just let me close my ad blocker too. Let me give you all. Doesn't work. That doesn't work. Yeah. Hello there. This is everything I've got. You can also see the abysmal Wi-Fi connection I have. Anyway, let's just keep it on this. That way I can talk to you all. There we are. Anyway, yeah. I may play a game like that. Does funding the Ruiner stream? Yes. Yes, you are. Is my Wi-Fi okay? I don't know. It's slightly worrying. It is slightly worrying. Anyway, yes. I think, okay. Why do you still use Chrome? I used Opera GX for a while, but it annoyed me that it kept opening up. Get an Ethernet cable. I might just... Unusual join activity detected. What happened here? Hold on. Is there a way for us to buy you games? Yes, in theory. Wow, you all joining triggered the unusual joining thing. That's very funny. Anyway, I just got an alert for that. Anyway, I'm sorry, I made a video about YouTube. Ah, cool. Okay, see, I could get an Ethernet cable. Yeah, I probably should. However, I can't even afford a second monitor. Anyway, is there a way for us to buy you games? I don't think so. Indirectly, you can. There are super chats. I can do a super chat. Why would I send myself a super chat? Huh? And there's also memberships. So you can indirectly fund me. Not directly though. I don't think. Anyway, the stream is that should say ending soon, but what about directly? Steam might let you donate money to people. It depends. If you live in Britain, then you can directly buy me the game. If you don't live in Britain, then you can't. Can I make a way where someone can? Maybe? What if I got gifted on Steam? Yeah, on Steam I could if somebody was British. But they have to be British first. If you are British, welcome to the 5% of my viewership who is British. And then yeah, you can. But otherwise, no. If you, yeah, you live in Britain, perfect. If you want to directly fund the Ruiner stream, 1-for-1, as in exactly. What about a VPN? I'm not really sure if that would work, but okay, so this is off topic. Oh, ads are going to run shortly for some viewers. 07 everyone. You can send keys. Yeah, you could send keys, but I don't think there are any. Okay, see, the reason why British in particular is I need to explain the Steam donation system. The Steam donation system basically works by you can only donate games to somebody who lives in the same country as you. Because essentially, what Steam does is no ads. You got to give an ads. Oh, go advertisement, right? Yeah. Um, essentially, so Steam does an interesting automatic conversion thing, and now this is what the key market is essentially based on. You have a country like Russia or Poland where you can buy games for really, really cheap. You then basically have an account that you buy the game on, and then you sell that on for a higher price in a different country, but still technically lower. 07 to everyone who just got ads, by the way. So Steam limits you from gifting games in the same thing. It's in your account, and I'm perfectly fine just waiting. I mean, I would, yeah. I hold on. I need to turn off the recording. It's really not recording anything useful at this point. Anyway, um, well, but yeah, it should be fine. It'll eventually, because I've got a backlog of content I'm working. I do have a video I've fully scripted. You can, if your currency has more value. See now that's a problem. Uh, the problem there is the fact that the pound is somehow the strongest currency in the world. Uh, don't ask me how. It's really not evident in the economy over here. But yeah. So, um, yes. Okay. Back to like we could talk about Black Souls, I guess. But something I had to pay less than what it says it was. Yeah. Anyway, I've only ever heard about it. What the hell? Back to Black Souls. Is that the what the hell? I'm talking. It's top of mind, and it's also nearly midnight, so I'm slightly sleep deprived. I think media that is well written and that explores those themes could be good, but it very heavily depends on how it's written. Like, I mean, another thing I haven't heard a lot about, well, I've heard a lot about but haven't seen is, Evangelion. That's the word. Or, if I was to use an actual literary example, because I'm a massive nerd, Lolita. Lolita is a great book if you realize what it is a it's supposed to make it look like a really a big fool. It is a comedy. Well, not really, but seems arrived on time. You've actually arrived late. Sorry, you've arrived so late that we've moderately given up on the stream as a whole. We're now just talking about Lolita. Actually, that's a better idea. Let me tease what videos I have coming up. Um, anyway, the video I have coming up right now, fully scripted, is titled Project Moon and Why Difficulty Isn't Always Fun. And essentially, what the video will be is going through 3 different games, um, figuring out what the hallmark, what makes them a fun, difficult game. Uh, Letitia. I've always heard it pronounced Lolita. Spoilers for the video. Okay, I won't go over it too much then, but essentially what I do is I discuss what makes difficult games fun, and then I compare that to a Project Moon game each. I won't go into any more detail than that. Spoilers. Oh god. I'm fairly certain, yeah, that's the reason why I pronounce it Lolita. I've always heard it pronounced Lolita. It may be a case where it's British translation again. Because it's stuff like, L'Étranger. L'Étranger? Well, I use a Dark Souls game as an example. No, I'm only using games I own. So sadly, that excludes Dark Souls. I would if I owned a Dark Souls game. Yeah. L'Étranger is translated either as the stranger if you live anywhere that isn't Britain, or the outsider if you live in Britain. But yeah, practically the same thing, but source and origin is slightly different as far as you recall. Oh, interesting. But yeah, so Lolita. Lolita is basically a book about I won't talk about Black Souls in the video. I'm not going to talk about Black Souls in any videos. Um, maybe depends how far I fall. Um, Lolita. It's a book about. I think it's a 7-year-old girl. It's something abysmal. Um, and it's about a guy who does things that are not socially acceptable. Like it tries to get with her. To put it in the minute warning for anybody, some people may be getting ads. This isn't Black Souls. This is Lolita, which is socially acceptable because I'm talking about literature. And I think you can cancel somebody for talking about widely accepted literature. Not sure. Anyway, the point is, the entire point of the book is that it's poking fun at the guy who wants to get with a 7-year-old. Now, the major issues with the text aren't really to do with the text at all. It's to do with media literacy. The problem is, a lot of people are bad at reading things. Now, I don't really need to explain this to the Project Moon community. We're all terrible at reading here. But some people thought it was like a like a celebration of it, like a normalization of it, when really what it was is going, this person is a stupid idiot. Look at this person, laugh at this person. Um, uh, yeah, um, yeah. People read it wrong. It's the problem with it also is the movie that was made off it tried to make it more like less weird, which is strange considering the entire point is that it's supposed to be weird. But essentially, what the movie did was they made the girl 14, and which is still underage. Please don't go out there saying that I think 14 is underage. I do not. I am executed by ads. Oh 07, directly funding the Ruiner stream. Um, but yeah, that's still bad. Don't get me wrong, that's still bad. But then they made the guy less of a creep. So essentially, what they've done is they've removed all of the point of the book to try and don't clip it, please don't clip it. They've removed all of the point of the book to make a movie more palatable towards people. I can't make fun of Nazis enough to make me. Great example of that would be Warhammer 40k specifically. The entire point of Warhammer 40k is that it's supposed to be poking fun at neo Nazis. The entire point of it is it's basically saying, look at the authoritarians, look at how dumb they are, and for some reason it radicalizes people. It's insane. Another example of a really good movie that I'm not saying the Lolita movie was good, it was terrible, but um, an example of a really good movie that gets misunderstood by so many people is Starship Troopers. Starship Troopers is amazing. If you haven't watched it, Helldivers 2, it's horrifying. It's horrifying how misunderstood Helldivers is. There are military recruitment booths in America that have Helldivers on them. The American military is using Helldivers as an employment tactic. It is, it, it is so many levels of, like, and it actually works. There are people that play Helldivers and think, yes, I'm going to join the military. Genuinely, that is a tactic they use. It is insane. It's absurd. It's actually strange. But yeah, no, they are. It is. Yeah, if you look it up, I'm genuinely sure you will find. I mean, hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, you can just look it up. There are images of, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that uses it. It's funny. It's very funny. Um, isn't it the same with Animal Farm? That reminds me. Um, 1984 was banned in America for being pro-communist, and it was banned in the Soviet Union for being pro-capitalist. I, I know, it was more in America. It was banned for being anti-capitalist. In the Soviet Union, it was banned for being anti-communist and pro the other things. But 1984 itself is anti-authoritarian. So both governments looked at that, thought they're criticizing us, and banned the book. It's it's, it's hilarious. The jokes write themselves. They're awful. They're awful jokes. I wish the world wasn't like that, but it's hilarious. Didn't say anything that happened to All Quiet on the Western Front. Probably there's it happened to Helldivers too, actually, in the way that people basically um hold on, wait, no, this is hold on, what am I thinking? Lost my train of thought. Yeah, Helldivers Helldivers, something very funny happened. People felt the need to explain to people that the Helldivers were bad. Like there were people going, why are you celebrating the Helldivers? They're bad. They're hurting the bugs and bots." Yes, that's the point. It's yes, it's poking fun at them. You are the bad guys when you play, and it hurts me that some people thought that people weren't realizing that. Like everybody wasn't. But yeah, there's so many. The media literacy hurts me physically, especially as somebody that we're going to become a literature analysis channel. I am actually planning on doing an analysis of Library of Ruiners stuff because it's really interesting when you look into it. The four different channels of Library of Ruina all actually have core things, core tenets behind them, and they all actually set out to disprove something. Yeah, the game definitely doesn't hide the fact that oil's in the bug's blood. It's quite literally called 710, I think, which if you flip it upside down or rotate it 180 degrees, it's oil. It's quite literally oil. But yeah, I it's yeah, people hurt me sometimes. Anyway, uh, what else was I going to say? Yes, so for some reason, people didn't realize that Starship Troopers, the fact that Starship Troopers was supposed to be a critique of American military culture, just military culture as a whole. They didn't get that. So that it got criticized heavily for being a pro military movie. Huh? What level of media illiteracy do you need to reach to think that Starship Troopers is pro military? Like that, there's quite literally a joke after they sign up, which is a man at the volunteering booth, which is, um, he says something along the lines of, "Lucky lad, the Marines made me the man I am today," and he's missing both of his legs and an arm. Like, it's clearly supposed to be a joke. It's poking fun at it, but like, yeah, media literacy is definitely dead, or at least it's dying. There are so many books and media that are misunderstood. Anyway, back to back to Lolita. Here we are. Let's wrap this thing full circle, like a good essay. Um, it was supposed to be poking fun at it. It's supposed to be showing this is stupid. Don't do this. And somehow the majority of people thought it wasn't. So whenever I hear people talk about games that cover those contents, I'm always a bit skeptic. Because on one hand, it could take a Lolita route. It could actually have an interesting critique that's getting, like, staunched a bit because people are like, covers 18 plus material, uh, must be bad. So part of me wants to believe that it's actually good. It's been well done, and I should take a look at it. The other part of me thinks it might be a Fallout Frontier situation. And I don't want to play Fallout Frontier. I'm talking about the mod for Fallout New Vegas, for any of you who know that. And if you don't, you're lucky. Um, it's all supposed to be Wild Wasteland content, guys. Um, so yeah, I want to give. I think I give things the benefit of the doubt a lot more than other people. So, okay, I'll explain Fallout Frontier. Fallout Frontier was a mod for Fallout New Vegas that was supposed to cover like what's like the north. Now I want to look it up. Remy did quite. Remy Down Under. Did quite a good look into it. I think it's Fallout Frontier, Fusterclock. That's what he calls it. Um, but yeah, it was supposed to be for like the north of the West Coast. It was supposed to be looking into that. The problem was the writers write like they're teenage fanfic writers. There is several points. There is several points where you can force people into slavery, and that's not even on the uh that's not even on the Legion route. The, the the strangest part is the Legion route of Fallout Frontier is actually well written. It's so strange. Hello, welcome. We're just talking literature and mods and various things. Um, but the NCR plotline is, I really don't want to say, it's straight up fetish content, most of it. There is quite literally a point where somebody takes their shoes off and says in detail about how their feet are sweaty. And I hate the fact that I have to think about that. I hate the fact that that's a memory in my brain that is never going to leave. I hate that. So, whenever I hear about games that cover things that are culturally taboo, I'm torn. Because part of me wants to think that it could be an interesting analysis, that it could be something that is actually going to add value. I can tell you we'll just hit the point where I talk. Yes, that's I think there's an NPC called America. America's also the one you can slave, by the way. Um, yeah, because Fallout Frontier is a interesting mod. You can also have sex with a Deathclaw if you feel like it. Um, so that should give you some idea of why I say that on one hand, whilst it could be a well-made and interesting look into it, it could also be Fallout Frontier. So, I'll show you this background noise. Are they black? No, they're white. I should have wanted. Yeah, sorry if this is rather interesting background noise to have on, just as long as you've got headphones on. No, there isn't. The funniest thing is, there isn't a Brotherhood route for Oh no, there isn't an Enclave route for Fallout Frontier because, and I quote, they didn't want you to power trip as an. I think it was specifically an autocratic fascist. That's their word for word thing about why they didn't want to give you an enclave thing. Now, to tell you, let me explain the NCR plotline. I haven't explained the plotline of the mod to you all. Now, I'm going to be talking about the NCR one here because the Legion one is actually well put together, and I really couldn't describe it. So the NCR one starts with you leaving the Mojave Desert and serving in the NCR military. Oh no, you get a flashback. There's a flashback sequence to the battle of what's the solar plant thing? Helios. Project Helios. It's the Battle of Project Helios, and you play as a guy, um, and there's a ton of people around you saying like, "Oh, I can't wait to go home and see my family. Oh, I've got a wife home." You can immediately tell the red flags are there. They're dying. They're dead. So then you attack the dam, and a ton of people get wounded, and you have to go around. Not Hoover Dam. No, no. It's Project Helios. Uh, you have to go around shooting them, and that's the flashback. So it's supposed to be setting up this general guy. This is where somebody asked to be enslaved. Bingo! I'm explaining the plot of Fallout Frontier. Um. Uh. Yes. So anyway, it's supposed to be setting up the fact that this general is like he doesn't like the death that the NCR forces on people, which is strange considering he like just sentenced some people to be shot in the head when they could have just been taken to a medic. But I digress. So anyway, now is the point where you take over, and you go and serve, like you fight, and you get knocked down, and you get dragged away by the Legion. And then they torture you. Mm. Now the thing is that the section's actually quite well done. The Legion, for some reason, every part of the Legion is well written compared to the NCR. But I haven't even gotten onto the weird part. Now here's the point. The general, this general that has already been described as not wanting people to die, orders everybody to go on a suicide raid against the Legion outpost to save the courier. It's stupid. He sends multiple helicopters worth of people in to specifically save the courier. And now, do you want to know the funniest part about the courier? He is described as in this mod, in the NCR storyline, for some reason, is constantly described. Is this a podcast? I guess it is. Yeah, it kind of is. I should strain it. The stream isn't starting soon. The stream has started. Um, but yeah, uh, the courier is constantly referred to with Jesus imagery. When you cut back to the courier, he's being crucified. And the amount of Jesus imagery is strange. It's absurd. Anyway, you get rescued. I forget what happens next, but eventually it turns out that the Enclave has built a space station with a death laser on it, and that they're going to attack. That's unironically, that is it. That is a genuine plot point in the thing of Fallout Frontier. Rome. What about Rome? I feel like I've missed something. Why is it not called Jesus? Hmm? He did come back to life, I guess. That's the sort of thing they're going for, I think. Anyway, um, so anyway, you need to go and infiltrate the Enclave space station to hack into the mainframe and bring it down from orbit so that you can get the Diomedes, something, not Dionysus, Archimedes. Yes, the space station does turn into Dead Space. Um, for some reason. Uh, oh no, I can tell you why. It's because you get really high, I think. Anyway, so after you take fighter jets up into space, I think. You then go and your friend basically puts himself into the mainframe and then collapses the entire space station. And now I've skipped out a lot of plot beats, a lot of high quality writing, you could say. Anyway, so now that the space station has been crashed down to Earth, you can take the thing back, and then it turns out there was a guy that was working with the NCR called Tiberius Lannister, or something to that effect. Now, can you guess what Tiberius Lannister is? I'll wait until I see the first guess. The first guess for who Tiberius Lannister is. A dwarf, not a dwarf. No. Dwarf, not a dwarf. No, not a dwarf. Wait a minute. Tiberius Lannister is the Game of Thrones guy. Wrong name. No. So, um, flip it upside down and it's oiled. No, I think I said the wrong name. No. His name is Tiberius Rancor. I just remembered. His name is Tiberius Rancor, not Tiberius Lannister. Got the Tiberiuses mixed up. Tiberius Rancor. Now, so the NCR is supposed to be like the new California government. That is what they are, and their major enemies are the Legion, which is basically a Rome larpers. Tiberius Rancor, you'll never guess this. He's a Legion spy. The man with a Latin name works for the Latin faction. Major plot twist. They're really cooking something with this. So what you have to do is you have to recreate the events of Metal Gear Solid, and then you go fight him in a giant mech. And now this is a really good part of the game, because if you've got Wild Wasteland enabled, you can challenge him to a game of Caravan. And if you win the game of Caravan, he kills himself. And if you lose the game of Caravan, he operates his plan, ending everything. Wait, is this Fallout? We're talking about Fallout Frontier. Anyway, that's the NCR thing. I didn't mention. So, okay, the faction that has all the. I missed a lot of the stuff because I don't want to talk about the fetish stuff. Anyway, oh, I accidentally knocked my mic. I'm going to finish on one point. Do you want me to? I'm going to tell you how the Legion campaign handles the massive space station. Why am I talking about this? Media discussion. Anyway, you left for a few minutes, you've missed a lot. Anyway, the Legion campaign, they just laugh. Somebody tells them the idea that, oh yeah, there's a massive space station in the sky that the Enclave is living on, and literally everybody around you laughs. And then they just move on and ignore it. It's hilarious. Anyway, yes. So, to go back to the root thing, to go back to the thing that we were talking about, Black Souls. When I hear things like that, my mind immediately is split between it could be like Lolita. It could be I don't know, another game. Evangelion. It could be like this. It could be good. But also it could be Fallout Frontier. Anyway, on that note, I need to sleep. I am horribly sleep deprived. Please consider subscribing, and if you've, I don't know, got spare money? Does anybody have spare money? If you want to help fund me continuing to ramble about random things, the membership exists. Fear and Hunger, yeah, that's another example. Anyway, with that said, good night, everybody. I may see you all tomorrow. If not, I'm probably asleep.